In this lecture video, we are going to study about prepositions. What are prepositions? A preposition is a word which is placed before a noun or a pronoun, and it shows the relation between the person or a thing denoted by that and the part of the rest of the sentence. Like if I say in these three sentences, like there is a cow in the field, so I write this sentence here: there is a cow in the field. He is fond of tea. The cat jumped off the chair. So in this statement, there is a cow in the field. Field, the field, this is what? It's a noun, a common noun, and this noun is being governed by this in. So in actually shows the connection of the cow to the field. Where is the cow? If this is a field, the cow is somewhere over here. My cow may look very crooked. So this is a cow, and where is the cow? The cow is in the field. So in something, that is cow is right now lying in the field. So this shows what? Pronoun. Now talking about the other things, he is fond of tea. What is he fond of? There is tea, which can be considered as object also. So field was an object, and here tea is an object. So now it is being described, he is fond. He is fond. Fond of what? So he is fond of tea. So of connects tea with the rest of the sentence. The cat jumped off the chair. The chair is the noun, and the cat jumped, that is this part, is being connected. This is a chair. Cat was sitting somewhere here, and the cat jumped off the chair. So it shows the relation between the cat and the chair. So where is the cat right now with respect to the chair? So it shows the relation of the cat with the chair. Some basic rules are: the noun or pronoun used with a preposition is called its object. Like there is a fish in the bottle. So in this you can see bottle is the object. Where is the fish? In the bottle. So if I have a fish, if I have a bottle here, a jar, and somewhere inside you have the fish. This is the fish. So fish is in the bottle, fish is in the jar. The boy jumped into the water. So here it could be like somewhere over here the boy is standing and we have water here. This is water. So the boy is standing somewhere over here, and he jumped into the water. So into shows an action, that he is jumping into the water, right? So that becomes your preposition. A preposition may have more than one objects, like the road runs over hills and plain. So over hills and plain. So the road, you can say, you can say that we have a road. This is your road, and it runs past hills as well as plains. There are hills over here and there are plains, that is plain areas. So it runs through the hills and plain, it runs over the hills and plain. So road will never be under the hills and plain, but it would always be running over it. Then there is a swimming pool. I'm sorry, this should be in between. I'll make the correction, in between. So there is a swimming pool in between the oak tree and the palm trees. So when I see it, always you should try to visualize things when it comes to prepositions. So if I consider there is an oak tree, so somewhere here you should be having the oak tree, and there are some palm trees. So these are some palm trees. So what I'll do is I'll make some multiple copies of it. So you have palm trees over here, more than one palm trees, and in between there is a swimming pool. There is a swimming pool between these two. So something when it is placed between any two objects, then it becomes a preposition. So over here, the preposition over here which is used is what? In between. So actually we have used a prepositional phrase, a compound preposition over here. Preposition following the object. A preposition is usually placed before object, but sometimes it follows it. Like here is the watch that you asked for. That is the boy whom I was speaking of. I was speaking of that boy. What are you looking at? You are looking at what? So if I just convert these, like here is the watch that you asked for. If I write this, here is the watch that you asked for, and if I modify this, you asked for this watch. So you can say that this watch is what? It is the object, and for shows the connection of this noun with the rest of the sentence. So in the previous one it is just kept at the end, but it does the same work. Okay, so that is the boy whom I was speaking of. If I say I was speaking of that boy, so that boy, I say I was speaking of that boy. So when I say I was speaking of that boy, so of is your preposition. It connects boy with the rest of the sentence. So here also it's doing the same work, only thing it is placed at the end. What are you looking at? What are you thinking of? You are thinking of something, you are looking at something. So I can say it like this. What are you looking at? What are you thinking of? So I can modify these statements like this. You are looking at something. I don't know what is that. I've just written something here. You are thinking of something. So if I just modify the statement like this, you can very clearly see that at is your preposition, of is the preposition, something refers to noun, and this is how this noun is connected to the rest of the sentence using the preposition. Only thing in this, it is kept at the end. Which of these chairs did you sit on? So on is the preposition. In some sentences, prepositions can be omitted, like usually before nouns of place or time, like we did it last week. We never say we did it in last week or on last week. We did it last week. Somewhere in last week we did it. I cannot walk a yard. I cannot walk for a yard. So instead of saying walk for a yard, I can simply say I cannot walk a yard. Wait for a minute instead of saying wait a minute. Several words are used sometimes as adverbs as well as prepositions. So you should remember that a preposition is usually a word which governs a noun or a pronoun because it is placed before it and it connects the noun or a pronoun with the rest of the sentence, whereas adverbs, they describe a verb or an adjective or another adverb. So here you can see go and run about. About word is used in both sentences. Don't loiter about the street. The street, so street is what? It is the noun, and about is connecting street with the rest of the sentence, that is don't loiter. So what can we say? Don't loiter about the street, and here I have written go and run how? Run about. So run how, adverb of manner, run about. I could not come before. Come where, adverb of time. I came the day before yesterday. So yesterday, it can be considered as an abstract noun or a common noun. I'll confirm and tell you about this. Okay, so usually I think points in time, they should be considered as abstract nouns. Anyways, I'll confirm this and tell you. So this is a noun, no doubt, and before is the preposition over here because before is governing this noun. Has he come in, adverb of place. Is he in his room? In and his room. His room is the noun phrase. The wheel came off. Where did the wheel come? The wheel was attached to a vehicle and it just came off. So that means adverb of place. The driver jumped off the car. Here it is governing the car. So it's a preposition. Let us move on. Moving on usually means if we are trying to get over something, if we are stuck in a rut, stuck in a point in time, we want to leave all that behind. You have, suppose you experience an unpleasant incident in your life, you are not able to forget that. So people say, come on, move on now. That means they want you to leave that in the past and move on in your future. So we are talking about time. So adverb of time. The book lies on the table. The table is the noun, and where does it lie? On the table, that is kept on the table. His father arrived soon after. His father arrived when? Soon after. So soon and after, they both are your adverbs. So soon can be considered as arrived soon, and after can be considered as adverb of time, and soon should be considered as adverb of frequency, I think. This also I'll confirm and let you know. After a month he returned. He returned after a month. So we can say that he returned after a month. So it governs what? A month. Take this parcel over to the post office. So over. Take this parcel to the post office. So this becomes what? Adverb of place. He rules over a vast empire. I have not seen him since, adverb of time, and I have not slept since yesterday. So you can see the difference between adverbs and prepositions. There are some doubts which I'll clear in my next session. So with this we complete with prepositions today.